Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Black Seinfeld, the show about nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It's the one and only Trinidadi Panamanian Poppy Rude Boy Top Gunner Sakpanyamada, aka Black Gold, Giovanni Anglin.
Going on, Sebastian. This your favorite three-dimensional character.
Mm.
Live from Queens. Gio is in Brooklyn. What's going on, folks?
And we'd just like to thank you and welcome you once again to this show live on 99.5 FM WBAI in the NY. Welcome to all of our listeners live on the radio. Welcome to all of our listeners that are listening to this on our podcast from the website blackseinfeld.com and all of our Black Seinfeld podcasting streaming platforms such as Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Sconex, MySpace, whatever you want to call it. Thank you all so much for tuning in onto those platforms, as well as Podomatic as well. I see y'all out there in the Podomatic world. I appreciate you all. We appreciate you all for tuning in and still rocking with us on that platform as well. And of course, shout out to everyone that is tuning in on YouTube. Please hit the bell icon to get all the latest updates and notifications on when we upload different little parts of the episode or
Yeah, we
whatnot.
got the clips.
Yeah, that's right. We have the clips. Shout out to everyone that leaves a comment. Please leave a comment. Smash that like button. Shout out to everyone that watches.
Share those videos.
Please share the videos as well. Shout out to all the TikTokers out there. Thank y'all. Thanks all 600 of y'all for looking at our TikToks. I can't believe that all of y'all are tuning in on the TikTok. So I thank you. And shout out to everyone on the Instagram, Black Seinfeld NY, TikTok, Black Seinfeld NY, Instagram, Black Seinfeld NY, Facebook, Black Seinfeld NY, all of our handles, Black Seinfeld NY, Twitter. And hey, if you would like to email us, blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. If you'd like to leave a comment or I don't know, you want to have us listening to some music, blackseinfeldny@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Thank
if
you.
you don't like what we're saying, you just want to debate with us, yeah, hit us up on the emails. We'd love to debate sometimes.
I've been debating a lot this week. I can't lie to you.
What are you debating about? What are they yelling you at for?
Well, it's a friendly debate. It's nothing too political.
Okay.
I'd like to respond to some friends who have a podcast of their own called the Rough Masterminds. My homie Tyrone and Chris do that show. And for a while, Tyrone and I have had a friendly spat over Michael Jackson's catalog and his music discography, right?
Yep.
And so I say all the time, in my humblest of opinions, that musically, Michael Jackson's Off the Wall is better than Thriller. Tyrone vehemently disagrees because he wants to bring up all of the facts that come with Thriller. Thriller is the most best-selling record of all time. It's sold 300 million albums globally. It's one of the best selling albums of all time, and it has Thriller and it has Beat It and it has Billie Jean and that's his argument. But with my argument of Off the Wall being one of the best albums of all time is musically, I think Michael Jackson was at his peak there when it comes to the music. Everything just blended so well together. It had the best of soul, funk, disco, R&B. In my opinion, when Michael's nose was wider, this was his last black album, okay? Where it had soul. All right? Hell, even the architect of Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, Mr. Quincy Jones has said it himself that he thinks Off the Wall is the better album than Thriller. Please take some time to digest it, people. Hey, you may not like it, but accept it. That is my humble opinion. When you go to black neighborhoods, Bastion, do you remember? We all remember where we were when Michael Jackson died, correct?
Yes, I do.
I remember it.
My first job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, yeah. I was working at my first job at the physical therapist center. Just helping out. Yeah, I remember that.
I remember very fondly as well because it was a summer day. This was like the second to last day of school. It was the first. No, it was the second year of. No, it was the first year of high school done,
Hmm.
right? So I remember just being across the street at my friend's house playing and whatnot. Then he gets a text message and he says, "Yo, MJ died." I'm like, "Oh my god, Michael Jordan's dead?" And he's like, "No, no, no, Michael Jackson." I was like, "Oh, damn. Okay,
Oh, he did die in the 25th. Interesting.
you did."
Maybe I wasn't working then, but maybe the week after when they had the funeral, because I remember when the funeral was on TV and they turned off all the TV because everybody was getting distracted.
Yeah.
So I remember that. So I
Oh,
guess I'm correlating more the funeral than the news itself. But
okay.
that was such a long time ago,
I remember.
2009.
I remember the news. Yes, 2009. In my area of Brownsville, you know what they kept playing in my neighborhood? Off the wall records. Because to me, I feel like in the black community, that album speaks to us the most when it comes to Michael Jackson. Don't get it messed up. We were happy for Michael with Thriller, okay? We like some Michael Jackson songs from Thriller. It's a great album. We like Bad as well, but what resonates with us, Off the Wall.
That kind of reminds me of the Marvin Gaye conversation
Okay.
when people talk about like what's going on, because I think that's like his best album
Yeah,
in
that's the
terms of
epitome.
sales.
Yeah, that's his epitome.
Yeah, but in my opinion, and also it's funny because while I was listening to Marvin Gaye, I was listening to all his albums, and I thought that "Hear My Dear" was his best album. Then I ended up watching a documentary and finding out like "Hear My Dear" is actually his worst selling album, but
Mm,
a lot of people could consider it like his most like it's his breakup album, and that's why it was like
yeah.
so good. But it's his uh least selling album of his career. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So people love this album, but it's like I won't call it like 808 and Heartbreaks in terms of like just parallel what the standard is today. But it's almost like that. It's like this is the person coming out with music. Here's the album that like everybody that kind of threw people off a little bit,
Yeah.
but not a lot of people heard it. And that's what Hear My Dear is. So I do understand what you mean. It's like you can't use the numbers of like this album went 10
Yeah.
times platinum, 100 times platinum. Went what
Plus,
I
that's
think
cheating. That's
I,
cheating. Okay,
Michael
don't do
Jackson's
that.
Thriller went like what 10 diamonds, right?
Yeah, it went 10 diamonds. It was like the first black artist to be featured on MTV with the video.
Yeah,
Don't
so
give me all
10
the shit,
diamonds.
okay? That's
You,
like that's cheating. All right. Listen,
yeah,
we know the importance of Thriller, but guess what? If there wasn't for Off the Wall, you would not get Thriller.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
all
it's
about the
funny that you
super
talk about
fans.
Here My Dear because
Yeah.
there was a documentary about Off the Wall directed by Spike Lee, and they talked about the significance of Off the Wall and what Off the Wall did, not just for music, but just Michael Jackson's career. Because you got to remember, right?
Hmm.
Off the Wall was one of Michael Jackson's first solo albums as an adult. Okay. Because up until that point, he was still running around with his brothers. Okay. And this was a pivotal point for Michael. Okay. Because all we knew,
1979.
exactly, 1979, this was a pivotal point for Michael because all we knew of Michael was the Jackson Five, right? And people didn't know if Michael can do it by himself without his brothers making a hit. And then to hook up with one of the best producers of all time, composers of all time, in Quincy Jones, bro, we soul trained to off the wall music. Okay. Don't stop till you get enough. Come on. Come on. Let me go through the first 5 tracks off the wall. Okay. Don't stop till you get enough. Rock with you. Working day and night. Dance with me. Off the wall. Come on, bro. Come on. And they got Girlfriend. Come on. Stop it. Stop playing. Off the Wall is one of the best albums of all time, and it's better than Thriller. Hey, and if you agree or disagree with me, I didn't know I didn't prep you for this. Hell, I want you to call in. I want this smoke. 212-209-2877 because I feel that strongly. I want smoke tonight. I don't care. Again, 212-209-2877. Call in. Smoke.
You're ridiculous, bro.
But what do you think? Do you think Off the Wall is the better album than Thriller? What is your opinion?
No, I disagree. I think Thriller is better, more interesting. Off the Wall is cool and all, but Thriller just had a I feel like it was more of a mastered sound. Off the Wall does sound clear and cut. It sounds like someone trying, like getting there. But when you hear Thriller, it's like I got there. But it's not good for me to talk about it because I wasn't born when it came out. I'm looking
I wasn't
relatively
either.
from the lens of the past. So I'm just looking like a comic book. I seen all the pages already, right? Now I'm just looking at the story. So if I hear Thriller first, which I did,
Of
then
course you did. We all did.
then a very long time, 10 years later, I finally listened to Off the Wall, finding out that's like one of his first albums. I'm like, oh, okay, but I still
Solo
think Thriller
album.
is better. So
Off the Wall
that's
is so
you're asking
dope.
the
It
wrong
killed it.
person.
Off the Wall is so dope. It killed the genre. Like Off the Wall killed disco.
No, no, the riots.
No,
Other things killed disco, but
no,
yeah,
man. Off the Wall was so great. It was like the swan song to disco, an
no,
era of disco. It was at
disco
the end of the 70s.
disco
Michael
died to
Jackson killed it.
racism, bro. It had nothing to do with Michael Jackson. I know
And
the story about disco, but if you ask me to like, if you have the same conversation with like, for example, like I guess not Outkast, maybe like Kanye West music, because I was there for each album, I could explain to you. It's like, yeah, College Dropout is great, but you know, 808 and Heartbreaks really really good, or Yeezus is it's amazing, you know, or Late Registration was good, was even better than College Dropout because College Dropout was just the way it is. So you can have multiple conversations with it, and I can have multiple angles in order to have a debate with it, depending on because I had so much experience with it. So yeah, we need to ask older people that were like young, maybe 10 or 15 years old when Off the Wall came out. Then 3 years later, Thriller came out, and it's like, how did they feel about it?
Mm.
How many records were scratched up because they heard it back and forth a million times?
Well, I gave out the number. No one want to call. Seems
No,
like I'm right here.
no one wants to smoke a Thursday at 12 a.m.
I feel
at
you.
night.
I get it. I get it. Fair enough. But they know I'm right.
All right, let's get into the news, man.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I want to ask you this too,
Yeah.
because it literally just happened. Joe Biden's 100 day of presidency came and went. He had his first address to the joint Congress. He had his first little address. How did you feel about it, his speech? How do you feel about the topics he addressed and tackled? And did you get a letter in the mail from him as well?
Yeah, I got the mail. I got the receipt, to say like, hey, thank you for taking state money, letting you know that I did it for you. Yeah, I did watch most of Biden's speech, which just happened relatively couple minutes, not like a couple hours ago. And it was interesting. It was a well written speech. The first 10 minutes he was talking about the good that he's already done, and then the next 20 minutes he was focusing on the next steps, on like what he would like to do and resolve together as the country. He was sprinkling little jabs at the old administration, saying like America's back.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he did do that. And honestly, with that part, I got a bit tired of it because I was like, all right, Joe, we get it. He's gone, but like you the man now. We don't have to bring up our past.
no, I
Okay?
think it's
It's
important.
dramatic.
I think it's important in terms of like politics, because this speech isn't just for everybody; it's for the world, right? So he's constantly bringing it back, saying like, "This is where we are. We're not going this direction. We're going this direction. These are the next steps. Like we want to do $15 an hour, because we want people to live above the poverty line, even though $15 might not be enough. But yeah.
All right, hold on, Bash. It seems like we got a call here. Someone's calling in.
Oh my
Hello, you
God.
on Black Seinfeld Show About Nothing? Please tell us your name, where you calling from, and is Off the Wall a better album than Thriller?
Hey, I'm Val, and I'm calling just because when I heard you guys having the discussion on Off the Wall, it just a big flag came in my head because just today I was cleaning out my brother's old car in his trunk and found an original cassette of MJ Off the Wall still in the cellophane that he got back. I don't know how long ago he got this uh, cassette tape. And, it's not even open. And I said, oh my gosh, this is off the wall. And here you guys are talking about it. So now I'm really excited to tell them, the opinions that you guys shared. And I'm happy to have found it. So I just wanted to say I do think Off the Wall is the best.
Thank you, Val. Thank you very much. Oh, snap.
All
People are
right.
calling. Thank you, Val.
Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Take care. WBAI, you on the air. Tell me your name and where you calling from. Hello? All right, let's try the next one. WBAI, tell me your name and where you calling from.
Hi, this is Mark.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Is Off the Wall better than Thriller? What's your opinion?
I would say Thriller is better than Off the Wall, but I can understand why you say that Off the Wall is better than Thriller because Off the Wall was the blueprint. It was the blueprint to Thriller.
Yes.
So I just think that Thriller is a monumental success. It's just such a great album. So
see, Mark,
I don't
that's
think anybody can touch
cheating.
Thriller.
We know that, Mark. We know it sold 300 million. We know like
Correct.
it's damn near perfect. We know
Correct.
the amount of records that Thriller has broken all around the world. Okay, it's the number one album of the world. But musically, me personally, I think Off the Wall it just has so much more grooves to it. And mostly every record of Off the Wall, it makes me want to dance. We do a Soul Train line to music of Off the Wall. We don't Soul Train off of Billie Jean, off of Beat It.
You're right about that because Beat It is a rock song. So I can understand why you say that. You're right about that when it comes to that context. But it's just that Thriller. It's just I don't know. It's just such a great album. I was born in 1986.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like maybe close to your ages. So
Fair
I understand.
enough.
You're right about that.
Fair enough, Mark. It's a great album. Thriller's great, but to me, I just think Off the Wall, man. Off the Wall.
Because I got all of his albums. The only album I don't have is Invincible. Well, I have Off the Wall. I have Thriller. I have Bad. I have Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand.
Okay,
I understand.
fair enough. All right, thanks for calling in, Mark.
All right, take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
See? All right, man. So, it's 50-50. Fair enough.
Fair enough. I understand everybody's point.
I understand everyone too. Thank y'all for calling, and I appreciate it. We appreciate it as well. But back to Joe Biden, man.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a well-written speech. If it was a TV show, it would be the last 20 minutes, and you'd be like, I see what they're going to do for the rest of the season. And
He's very optimistic, yeah?
Very optimistic. And, hey, if at least 3/4 of the things he's listed were signed into Congress without any problems with Joe Manchin and just needing bipartisan support.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting, surprisingly.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself too, you know what? Biden is saying all the right things. He's talking about the things that we hoped that he would address, and he was addressing, such as white supremacy. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting him saying white supremacy in America is a problem. I didn't expect him to say that verbatim just like that. I didn't, okay? Because not many presidents address it like that or really, are that blatant about it. So coming from him, hearing him say that, despite all the crap that he's done in his career, in his past, I appreciated that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's also talking about LBGQT and trans rights. He was also talking about that as well. But something about the white supremacy that he said, it could be like someone in this administration or, like I said, taking jabs at the old administration.
Oh, yeah.
So just kind of bringing that back. It's like, hey, I know what's wrong, and this is what we're going to aim at. So yeah, he, like I said, as you said, he hit all the right talking points, but we just need to see him do it. Like you
exactly, and that's where it comes into. He's being very optimistic, but my question is, Bash, is how much of that optimism is actually going to be doable? Because of course you got to look in within the crowd as well. Of course, a lot of the Democrats were clapping and standing up, but also there was a good portion of conservatives that sit their ass down and didn't clap to not one thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like the need for bipartisan support, right? Like you could do the 51 rule, get to 60, or you need like 64
Mm-hmm.
people to sign it before you sending it to Biden. It's they're going to find ways to slow it down. Also, like the filibuster. Like if he spoke about removing the filibuster, it'll be much easier to get things through. But a lot of people, well, I won't say a lot, but they're mixed
I don't see
signals,
that ending anytime soon.
and they should stop it too.
Oh,
So
100%. I agree with you, but this being what it is, I don't think that will ever I don't think that will end anytime soon.
yeah,
Mhm.
we'll
One
see.
one thing I did also enjoy of his about his speech was the fact that he discussed the inequality of wealth. He addressed that corporations don't really that spend $0 on taxes at all. Meanwhile, during this pandemic, the rich and the corporations have increased their wealth by like $1 trillion. Meanwhile, there's 20 million Americans that are out of work and are really struggling. And I really appreciated that as well.
Yeah, he did say like they have to do their share. That's
Yeah,
something he repeated a couple times. Like I said, this script, like this speech was well written, right?
I
He
agree.
had his bars, he had his talking points, and it was I don't know, it'll be memorable for tomorrow. I just saw it like 3 hours ago,
Yeah, I don't think it will be, but it happened. It just happened, and
and
that's why
people
we're
will be
talking about
talking about it throughout the week and
it.
the
That's right.
weekend. And another thing he was talking about was gun control too, as well.
Hmm.
He did talk about gun control. He did talk about how hunters and people that love, holding their guns understand it doesn't make any sense having like 100 bullets in magazine, high-powered magazine weapons. Like it's
Right.
unnecessary. So he wants to focus more on banning certain assault rifles.
Shoot. Good
Yeah.
luck with that.
He actually told like I actually like laughed, chuckled a little bit when you said like deers don't wear Kevlar. I was like, oh, ha, funny, funny. You made me laugh.
Hey, I don't know who's writing for him, but yo, that Ghost Rider deserves a raise, bruh.
It kind of reminds me every time I watch like presidential speeches, I think back to like the Aaron Sorkin TV show. I know a lot of people hate Aaron Sorkin, just want to reference it.
Why
West
do
Wing.
people, why do people hate Aaron Sorkin?
Oh, because he's like super neoliberal. Like he just comes off as someone that loves writing about himself. Anyways,
What's
West Wing is like a very interesting show because you're getting a different perspective of what's going on in the back scene. So there's a couple actors that just focus on writing the best speeches, and that's what I think about. Like there are people in the back that love writing speeches and just need to hit the right points, and that's why I thought they did, earlier today.
I remember in a season of House of Cards, the speech writer was smashing the president's wife. That was a story arc.
I'm gonna let you. Okay, okay, bro. Okay.
It it was. I'm
I
just
never
saying,
watched the show. I
it was
watched.
listen, despite everything that happened and how that show played out, it was a very good show up until the scandals happened.
Yes, until the end. Understood.
Yeah, 100%. And they
But
killed him off.
but yeah, what's your thoughts on the speech? Did you like it? Did you feel the
I
optimism?
I did really enjoy the speech because again, it gave me a sense of optimism. And I appreciated Joe Biden's optimism of the direction he wants America to go. And I really appreciated that. And I appreciate the fact that he tackled and addressed issues that has been very prevalent as of late, such as the voter suppression bills that have been being passed in state laws. And he also addressed that as well. I, I like the fact that it seems like our president is in tune and in touch with everything that's going on, and he addresses everything that is going on. I like all of it. Now, the question is how much of his plans and all that are going to actually become a thing? That's going to be left to be seen due to Congress because it always comes down to that legislative branch. All right. It does come down to that because, hey, Obama was one of the most filibustered presidents of all time. So it's only a matter of time that we see what might happen with Joe Biden. Because remember, when Joe Biden was running, he was having this whole, America as a unit. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the left and the right coming together and working as a unit. It shouldn't be this it shouldn't be a divided thing of just looking out what's best for each party. It should be what's best for the American people. So he was having all of that kumbaya earlier on, but now that he's in it, it's time to see what can get done here. And it's time to see if some of the if Biden's naysayers can, get with the program and acquiesce or come up with some sort of compromise to what Biden's agenda is going to be. And I think that is a great stamp to end this on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Before we end it, what you said was right. He did bring it up. It's like, let's discuss it. If we want to talk, let's talk. But we have to do something about these issues. You can't just let them just, pass over, like through the Obama administration, through Trump administration, through Biden administration. We can't pass it over for the next 3 years. They don't do anything. As you said, it's like the first 100 days. Time is relative, important.
He jerked himself off a little bit in the beginning. You like, hey, you like
yeah. That's why I said
checks.
A lot of pat self in the back for the first 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, sure. Which you're supposed to do in a way.
Yeah, you have to.
We did talk about him like earlier in the year, talking about like it's just his wording, right? And also how weak he comes off sometimes too, because like he brought up $15 an hour. It's like when he said that, I didn't believe him because of how he let it go last time. So I did not believe him when he said $15 an hour, and that's kind of the optimism. That's when it kind of disappeared. Like, okay, now I don't know if this is as progressive as I hope it would be, or it's just in my mind, because we're on the path to $15 an hour earlier this year.
Yes.
And you allowed it to just step away and move to the side. You took it out the bill. So all right, I don't know what your intentions are in the long term is, but as you said, it's still early stages. He did get some point of view, some bullet points for his PowerPoint slide, and we're just gonna follow on.
Word. Oh, and he should apologize to Black America for that stunt he pulled earlier on during the election.
What?
Oh, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. He should apologize for that too. I didn't forget.
That's just good writing. I'm just joking. That's terrible.
Stop that. No, it's not. That was horrible writing. And
no, if it was a TV show, this would be like a turning point, like half the episode. But he never did apologize, right?
Hell no, he didn't apologize.
Huh. You just let time pass and we just forget. You see, that's interesting. I completely forgot about that.
Exactly.
I will have to watch like the reruns of like last year's election, which I do sometimes because it's funny. Yeah, come on.
The reactions and all that.
It was a good time.
It was a great time. I told you, like, November 7th was a day that I would love to relive over and over
again. Not
again.
just the 7th, like the following month afterwards was just even hilarious. Because it wasn't official, remember?
Yeah, and that was that's what irked me, man, because like the dude was like, the voting didn't count. I'm still the president. I'm gonna take this to court. We're gonna appeal all of these states. We're gonna come up with this whole fake voting clause and all that. I didn't like the month after. The day of, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And the day after, I got super hungover.
Yeah, and that's why Jan 6th happened. So, but yeah,
exactly.
Let's get into the first song.
Oh, sure. Yes, please. First song of the week
is Buzz Cut featuring Danny Brown by Brockhampton. We spoke about their album a couple weeks ago when it came out.
Yes, I believe 2 weeks ago.
We definitely enjoyed the album, and I definitely want you guys to listen and check it out. So this is Buzz Cut by Brockhampton.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Brockhampton featuring Mr. Danny Brown with Buzz Cut off of their latest album, which is now in stores, in your phones for all DSP platforms. So please take a listen to that new Brockhampton album. It's great. One of the best albums of the year. I think it's safe to say. What about you, Bastion? Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely agree. It has a lot of replay value.
Definitely.
Let's really look
Especially
into
now.
it.
Yeah, especially now with this warmer weather. I've been playing the heck out of the new Brockhampton album.
Yes. Hopefully we get a check from Brockhampton for promoting the music. Just joking.
Please, I hope so.
But yeah, it's a great album. Definitely check
Great
it out.
album. Please check it out. And now, Bastion, it's one of our favorite segments of the show. It's time for that COVID update. And now, see, Bastion, I told you the CDC is on my side now. Okay, because they said mask off. I told you it's time, baby. It is time for the masks to come off when it comes to vaccinated people like myself. Okay, Johnson and Johnson, they're back up and running, so you could go ahead and take the little one shot dosage, and you could get a blood clots or two. I don't know, but that's you, bro.
Hey. Yeah, it's interesting how the CDC just came out and said like you don't have to wear a mask
on Twitter too. See, we gotta stop this. Twitter, you gotta stop like clickbaiting people or just tweeting in the way that is gonna cause some sort of a stirring of the pot. Okay, because Burger King did it. All these companies have been doing it, and it's not been working out well for them. And the CDC is following suit, and they should not.
Yeah, because in my opinion, I thought they weren't that clear. Because
No, they weren't.
They weren't. So when people say like, "Oh, mask off," it's like, "All right, that's it, no more." It's like, no. They said mask off in certain places. You still have to have mask on indoors, barber shops, crowded areas, museums, restaurants, any place where there's a high amount of people. Even if you're vaccinated, you still need to wear the mask. But they're saying you don't have to wear the mask if you're like, taking a walk, if you're on the bike with members of your household, right?
Yeah.
Members of your household. That's the key word. It's pretty much the same reason, you wouldn't want to wear a mask, especially if you're with the same group of people every day for a couple months. The only time you ever go out is just to get food. Pretty much the same rules.
But here's the difference, Bastion. For someone like you, your kind who is not vaccinated, you can attend a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people. But guess what? Because you're unvaccinated, you have to have your mask on. Unlike me, a vaccinated person, I get to have my mask off.
So
I'm not a threat. Unlike your kind.
We're reading choosing safer activities off of the CDC.gov website.
This is from the CDC.
And the third one says attend a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people. That's so weird to word it out because I don't believe half of y'all in the room is vaccinated, right?
Well, guess what? I have my ID to let you.
No, you have a piece of paper that said that you took 2 shots.
With that stamp of approval, though, Bastion, you get a stamp of approval to wherever you have gotten your dosage from, so it is not fake, sir.
And that's the problem.
Why is that a problem, huh?
Everybody should continue being masked up.
No, I have privileges.
No, see, that's the problem. Look at you. You're acting like a first-rate citizen. Like, yeah, I got privilege.
Yeah, you
unvaccinated should have no. See, that's the problem. You led right into it, right? This debate is over.
I'm better than you, Bastion. Okay. Oh, there's more to this too, ladies and gentlemen. Bastion. All right, here's another one.
Yeah.
Hold on, where is it, man? Dang it!
I sent it to you on Twitter.
You did send this to me on Twitter. I'm looking for it right now. Hold on.
But yeah, it's divided into 3 different color codes, from like green to be the safest, yellow least safe, and red the danger, of course. But they still want people like me and you, most of you listeners out there, the unvaccinated folks, to continue wearing that mask. But yeah.
I'm looking for it, man. I'm scrolling.
You're scrolling. Okay,
yeah.
sir.
There's another one too. Hold on, my G. I'm finding it. I'm gonna look for it. Talk to the people real quick.
What? Okay. So talking about like the PDF itself, it's very straightforward. And what I was saying in the beginning of the COVID update, the way the CDC just came out to say it, a lot of people misunderstood and started arguing against it.
Right. Yeah. When I sent it to you, you were like, "This is a bad take."
This is a bad take because if you're doing the headline and something is up with the CDC, I don't know who's running like not the marketing, but like
you think
in terms of the publishing,
Trump appointed CDC,
whoever is in charge of the publishing isn't doing a good job saying like small indoor areas. If you're vaccinated, you no longer need the mask. That right? Like you need that sentence. You need to kick it out. APA, just AP. Everybody sees the headline, and that's the sentence. You can't say vaccinated people no longer need masks.
Listen, Bastion, don't get mad because we have some privileges that you are not afforded.
Oh, I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad.
Bastion,
yeah.
If you are unvaccinated, you can dine at an outdoor restaurant with friends from multiple households. Guess what? You have to have your mask on. Unlike me, I get to have my mask on and I'm green. You're yellow, okay? You know what that means? Yield. Slow down. That's what that means, Bastion, okay? Like me, a pure green, I'm fine. I'm not a danger. I'm not a threat. I won't spread the Rona because guess what? I got vaccinated.
But if you attend a crowded outdoor event like a live performance, parade, or a sports event, do you have to wear a mask, Gio, as a vaccinated person?
You know what? I don't want to spread misinformation. So yes, you have to wear a mask.
Okay.
But guess what? I'm still green, Bastion. You're red, okay? That means you are more of a threat to get the Rona, unlike me, who's
not a threat. I'm not a threat. I'm more likely to get the Rona.
You see, Americans, he's the problem. Let me
stop. My God.
I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. I promise. I'm done.
Okay. Yeah. But that's the problem with the publishing. The first sentence you give out to the people, that's what they're going to run with for a very long time. Most people, not like me and Gio, like Gio will just hit me up. It's like, oh, it's lit. And I'm like, there's something fishy about this. Then I send the PDF like a whole 10 minutes later because I wasn't satisfied with the answer.
Of course you weren't you weren't satisfied because you didn't get vaccinated. Unlike
no, I'm never satisfied. Come on.
I'm joking, Bash. I'm joking.
I read all these news outlets and I still don't trust them.
Of course, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
And I don't trust the CDC because the CDC always.
Why you don't trust? They the people that's giving.
No. Let me finish. Let me finish. It's not like I don't trust what they say. I'm saying I don't trust the way they say it.
Oh, okay.
That the way they publish it. The way
how they address these certain things. How they tackle this conversation and this topic because it sounds too clickbaity. Because someone who's like me, who just sees the headline, I'm going to be like, oh, snap, Bastion, I'm lit out here. Meanwhile, you're going to read the whole thing and then be like, well, actually, Giovanni, it's like this. And I'm going to be like, Bastion, you just hating.
Because let's say you go to a concert, Brockhampton's in New York. You want to go through, you come through, you show them your vaccine, and say, okay, you still got to wear your mask.
Yeah.
And you're going to look at them funny. It's like, but see, no, that's not what they said. And you're going to yell at them. You might pull out your Karen card. You're going to let your hair out. You're going to turn blonde for a second.
No, that means I'm a Super Saiyan, sir. Doesn't mean I'm a Karen.
Karen's very strong.
That is true. They are very strong. But I do understand what you're saying. And here's me being serious. Ladies and gentlemen, as someone who is vaccinated and someone who is healthy, please still wear your mask, okay? Because it's the only way that can assure safety for everyone, and it's also a sign of respect as well. Okay, it shows that you care and you are for the well-being of everyone. Okay, and don't listen to what punk ass Tucker Carlson is saying on Fox. Please don't.
That was some good stuff. Good job, Gio. Yeah, it's all about respecting others.
And don't listen to Joe Rogan too, by the way, which I don't think he should be getting all this flack for, because Joe Rogan isn't a politician. Now, granted, I know he's one of like the most listened to podcasters ever. But at the same time, Joe Rogan's a comedian. Like, he's not a politician. Like,
No, Gio. Like, I
He's
don't even
not.
want to discuss it, but I saw the clips and I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it too, but I don't subscribe to what Joe Rogan says.
Yeah, people do, and that's the problem.
That's their
People
fault.
spreading, as you said, you don't want to spread misinformation, so we do the best to double check what we say before we
Right.
talk
We're
about
not
it.
Joe Rogan, okay? Joe Rogan,
Yeah,
he just talks ish with people. Like that's all he does. Okay.
and
He
and
never
that's a problem.
I don't think so.
Tucker Carlson is a problem too.
Tucker Carlson is a problem because he's on a news network spreading false information. Joe Rogan has his own platform where he gets to talk about whatever he wants to talk about. That's the difference, in my opinion.
Sure. All right, let's talk about New York a little bit.
New York, bro. Hot boy summer is here. I can't wait. All right. Andrew Cuomo, I'm surprised he ain't quit yet, but you know, whatever. But he's been announcing some things that's going to be happening here in New York. And I'm excited ever since I got vaccinated. And the weather is getting warmer. Like today, man, it was like 75 degrees out. It was beautiful. All right. Hot boy summer is now in effect, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this. This is what I've been training for the past year. The beard is here, ladies and gentlemen. The thotty season is in effect for your boy G. I can't lie to you. Okay, this is my time to shine, baby. This is it. And what's happening now with the bars and indoor dining and all that? Bastion, let the people know. Let's go. I can't wait.
So a 12 a.m. curfew for bars and restaurants will end May 15 for outdoor dining as well.
Bullet.
So yeah, and the curfew for indoor dining will end on May 31st, my birthday, according to the governor's office release. And not only that, regular seating in New York City will restart May 3rd. So yeah, a lot's happening right now.
A lot is happening.
They're going back a little too early, in my opinion. I think they should have waited maybe December to do all this. Maybe next year. Maybe April next year should work even better.
What about the bar? What about the restaurants and the bar owners too, bro? You got to think about them too.
Yeah.
And also you gotta remember when that whole care package came out for the small businesses, quote unquote. Guess who was getting them? Punk ass Shake Shack. All right, not the mom and pops that's been struggling out here. They haven't been getting it. It's been the Shake Shacks and the Five Guys of the world receiving that money.
Oh yeah, and I totally understand the small business owner's perspective, but it's also about the safetyness of New York. I understand New York finally reached under 4% for COVID people, for people that got COVID. And remember, the COVID right now in New York, 50% is the EU strain, the one that's much faster and easier to get. So, but people are getting vaccinated. I think 25% of New York State's population is already vaccinated. And that's a big number.
It is. Everyone now is eligible to go ahead and get the vaccine. Yes, for 16 and plus, not for children yet.
So, like I said, I still think he kind of rushed it. He's enforcing it. And also, you said you're surprised that he's not leaving yet. Well, he doesn't even own a house. You know that, right? Like, he literally lives in where the governor stays.
Oh, true. Fair enough.
So if he moves out, he'll have to be in some Airbnb for a couple months. So why would he leave? This place is nice, apparently.
Why do you think? Why do you think he started making these regulations now? Why do you think this was the move? It's because the summertime happening, or?
No, what you said before. He no longer wants to continue helping the small business owners. So the best way to get around it is just to open business, remove all these curfews. It's like, hey, now you have reasons to have customers past 12 a.m. the way old New York used to be. You know, most bars close at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That's when you see the lights come on. It's like, wow, I didn't know this bar had all these lights.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did he say anything about the subway though? Because subway's still closed only for 2 hours, from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
I did not see any news on the subway. I won't be surprised if he doesn't change it. Maybe he'll use his opportunity to continue fixing stuff.
Okay.
I do have a relative that works for MTA, and he says a lot of overtime, a lot of things is happening there. But they're doing a lot. They're fixing a lot. So maybe they should keep it closed from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. because those are the hours like most people pretty much are already home
Those are the dead hours.
It's
I'm
like the
not gonna
5
lie.
a.m. is like
Yeah,
the prime time.
yeah, that's fair.
But
Yes.
but it would be so funny if we go back to like 2017 when we first started Black Seinfeld. I used to take the F train all the way to Brooklyn, and
Right.
I would leave here at 2 a.m.
Exactly, because we had the show to do at 5 a.m. So what
Yeah.
happens to you then? Say if you have an overnight show that you have to do live, you know what I'm saying?
So they'll kind of recommend Ubers, which I'm pretty sure is cheaper around that time, anyways.
Around
But
that
still,
time,
it's very
yes.
costly. I think I
Hell
only did
yeah.
it twice. Or own a car, which I eventually did learn how to drive. Maybe like a year after we started the show.
Yes,
So
yes, you did.
then I started driving there, and I could just leave maybe like 40 minutes instead of 3 hours ahead of time.
That is true, Bastion, but sometimes some people aren't fortunate enough to have cars, okay?
Oh yeah, owning a car is
Thankfully,
a privilege.
yeah, and thankfully, we live in a city where if you don't have a car, it's okay. Because other places, like, you need a car. But New York is one of those few places where if you don't have a car, it is okay. And that's why I love living here in New York, because you know what's like actual like real estate here in New York? If you have a place by yourself. Like, that's golden. Like, that's something where people brag about, because a lot of people live with roommates and they live with other people, and they share different spaces. But if you have a room, or no, just an apartment, a space to yourself, that is prime real estate right there.
Shout out to the people living in a 4-bedroom apartment and everybody's paying $1,200 each.
Word. Dude,
Shout out
that
to
is
you.
disgusting, bro. I've
That's a
seen
great
a lot.
TV show. We talking about all
Oh,
these TV shows are designed like that.
I've seen a lot of gypsy houses of people wanting like $1,300 for a room, $1,500 for a room, for a nice prime luxury room in Midtown Manhattan with all the amenities and all that. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you
Cool.
have all you pay is for your bedroom and shared kitchen, shared bathroom, and if you go outside, the best New York City bagels out there. That's
No,
a
but here's
deal.
here's the thing though. People be having weird ass rules to their apartments, like you can't do X, Y, and Z, and don't do this and that. I'm like, bruh, I'm paying $1,500 for this
But
room.
is their name on the lease?
Don't give me that.
No, it's true. Hey, my name's on the lease. I'm gonna put rules down too. You cannot do this after 2 a.m. You can't do this after 12. You can't cook fried food on Saturdays. I'll just
That's
make
the
up some
real
nonsense
ish.
like that.
That's the real ish though. Like, some people don't want them cooking in the kitchen and none of that.
If you cook in the kitchen, you also have to clean while the food is cooking. I'll teach you how to do it too. We'll work together. I'll give you a 3-month trial.
I don't like that. I personally don't.
Gotta do laundry on Saturdays.
I personally don't like them rules. That's just dumb. Whatever.
You can't cook food past 10 p.m. Don't do that. You shouldn't do that naturally.
Yeah, you shouldn't. But hey, you know what? I'm not a saint. All right, I eat after 10. Have I eaten after 10? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, if I'm out late, definitely eating past 10. We've done that before.
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah, we've done that before, especially since like 2 years ago, Endgame came out, and 3 years ago, Infinity War came out. Hell yeah, we ate it right after.
Those are just like those are situations. But if you're like home all day,
Oh
like
yeah,
you
no,
eat
that's
breakfast,
gross.
lunch, and you just decide to eat dinner late, or
Yeah.
just forget,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, technically, you're not supposed to eat dinner like past 8 o'clock.
especially if you go to sleep like by 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, healthy habits, folks. Have
Or-
healthy habits.
What time are you going to sleep nowadays?
Oh,
12,
3 a.m. every day.
3 a.m.? Damn.
Yeah, I wake up at 10 now.
I'm getting boring, man. I go to sleep at like 11 or 12. I wake up at 6 in the morning. I'm boring.
Interesting. We're kind of doing the reverse role.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we are doing the reverse roll now. I don't know why that's starting to happen.
But yeah, I only get up early if I need to. If I need to do something at 8 o'clock, I get up early. But I'll be sure to take a nap. But yeah, I've been going to sleep at 3 a.m.
Word.
past 2 weeks. Degenerate hours. That's what I call them.
I got you. Yeah, those are the night owl hours. That's where the creative people do all the work and stuff around that time.
As I said before, I'm the least creative at that time. I could get the most work. I won't. No, I won't say I get the most work. I'll be able to finish like a project or an idea around that time, but I still have to wake up to look it over in order to fix it. So
Mm-mm.
3 a.m. is the
Okay.
best time for me to finish, but like 10, 12 p.m. is the best time for me to look at it. It's like, all right, this is garbage. This is what I need to get done. And yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I'm such a morning person. After this show, I mean, I'm done drinking that yerba mate. I'll be sleeping at like 4 in the morning, but I'll be up at like 8 o'clock.
Well, this is why I have all this energy around this time because I've been up just playing video games or watching Twitch or watching random YouTube videos, just chilling.
Oh, you gaming now?
Yeah, I'm trying to finish some video games.
Oh, nice. Which ones?
Playing Breath of the Wild. I'm catching all the shrines right now. I'm just trying to beat the game, and then I'm going to move on to Mario Odyssey. So yeah,
Mm,
as long as I have free time, it's like, all right, so I'm gonna push playing this game, and it's a fun game. I had this game for 3 years, never finished it. My little brother beat it twice. Like, all right, let me put some hours in it. You gotta put hours. You gotta
Ye-
put hours.
man, it's
At least
just
like 4 hours a day on it.
yeah. When it comes to gaming, I just don't have that much time anymore. Like I don't. I'm
Yeah,
busy.
that's what I mean. I had the game for 3 years. 3 years.
Tell you, bro.
And I'm now playing it. No, 4 years. 4 years.
For
And
you.
now I'm playing it. I'm in
God damn.
2017.
True. Yeah, 2017 was 4 years ago. Damn, time flies, bro.
Yeah, about to
Right.
hit the 4th year anniversary in September.
We are, and graduated 4 years ago too. That's nuts.
That's insane.
Hell yeah,
I
bro.
got a degree I have never used in my entire life.
I mean, I got a communications degree, technology,
Has
but like,
anybody asked you about your degree, or did they just ask you if you graduated?
right, yo, I'm glad you mentioned that. Everyone that I've been applying to, they just ask that you have a college degree. Doesn't do they do they care what degree it is?
They don't care about your GPA or your
Not much.
struggles. Like, did you struggle through college? Like, is that why you want to know?
Listen, I've never put down my GPA at all. I just put down, yes, I have a bachelor's degree. And sometimes, like, they don't even check if you actually graduated or not.
No, I think they only check if you have a master's. That's when they care.
Oh,
Not
really?
everybody- Yeah.
Okay.
Like master's or PhD, then they're gonna ask you for a transcript and stuff. Or if
Okay.
you're doing a program that's like relates to school and education, where it could lead on to more education, that's when they ask for your transcript. But if you're doing regular schmegular jobs like blue collar, white collar, like they don't care.
You know, it's the wildest thing ever. I've seen jobs that require a master's and they're still paying like 40,000 salary.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That-
how dare you? Like, I feel insulted for people that actually apply for that. And I know that sounds arrogant because at a time where it's like COVID and stuff and 20 million people have lost their jobs and stuff, I feel like if you work that hard to get that degree as a master's base, you should not be getting 40 G's. Like, I'm sorry. That's just me.
Yeah, I definitely understand. But what I kind of put it to is how we look at education today.
Mhm.
Because in the past 100 years, and that's kind of the best way to look at it, you could look at maybe the first 40 years within that 100. Once you finish like high school or you get your GED or anything equivalent to that, you will start learning a trade or that skill. You'll be working in that job, learning all that. So let's say you decide to be like electrical engineering, right? You could
Mhm.
go to school for it, or you could just be part of a program. They accelerate you. Now you're doing it. A couple years later, say no, you need a degree for it. So everybody in generation 2 needs the degree. All right. A couple years later, we added so much more. There's been advancement in technology and engineering. You need a master's for it too. So it's kind of like that. It just keeps rolling on, going on, going on. Because if you want to be like a physical therapist, you need a doctorate degree now. You
Yeah.
need to do the 8 years. It wasn't like that recently. It just became like that recently. Before it was a 6-year program, right? 5 or 6 year program. Now it's an 8-year program to become a physical therapist. Why? Is it something like, do you learn more in the classes or do you learn more in action? Because you still have to like work during those years.
That
Like
is
during
true.
those last 2 years that like you actually have to be working. But that's just the way it is.
Exactly. As someone who's a communications technology uh, a degree holder, I feel like, especially when it comes to radio and stuff, I'm happy. Like, I didn't go to like radio class or anything. I just started doing it because that's the only way you're gonna learn how to get good at it is if you're at a station learning. And that's the case for a lot of like communications jobs. The real part where you actually start learning about it is if you're actually doing it.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting. We talk about radio. Do you think radio classes will tell you about the chemistry built up, like everything's chemistry at the end of the day?
I have no idea because I've never done one. I don't
Okay.
know. Like I don't know.
Like sometimes it's all about chemistry. We don't have chemistry with the person. You could be idly talking for 12 minutes about, then stop. Then that's it. The topics are done.
Yeah, I didn't go to school for radio. I went to school to like learn how to film and all that stuff and edit and do all the photoshops and stuff, which I don't even think I really needed school for. Well, you can learn a lot on the internet nowadays. Keep to be completely honest, but during that time, I felt like the best way for me to understand all of that stuff was through school. And since it
Yeah.
was fun, it didn't feel like it was work. It didn't feel like I was doing homework and stuff. It just felt like I was just learning these crafts and stuff. And just like anything, like you have to continue practicing, learning how to do those stuff in order to get better at it.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting. Now I do all this stuff. I learn After Effects. I learned Adobe XD. I learned Premiere, all within like the past 3 months. So, but yeah, you got to work on some projects, and I put all that to work for Black Seinfeld.
Yeah, bro. And when it comes to like, yeah, I'm gonna be very open and candid here. Whatever. I don't care if y'all listen or not. But when I was doing a lot of job interviews like this week and this past month or whatever, the number one question they've been asking is, why would someone in radio want to do this job? And that's been irking me for the past month and a half. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I think people on the outside looking in expect us to be doing like Breakfast Club numbers and Elvis Duran numbers and all that stuff. But like, dude, the average radio personality isn't even that universally known. You know what I mean?
We don't even do commercials.
We don't do commercials, damn it. I mean, shoot, Doc Martin hit me up. But I think people expect some sort of like celebrity or something to come with it. And to be honest, like the average radio personality isn't that at all.
No, it's probably their third job.
Yeah, it's probably their third, second job. Especially like when we started this thing off earlier, like Bastion was working, I was working over at Five Guys, and then I became a barista. Like I was doing other stuff on the side because, of course, this is fun, and if anything comes of it, shoot, hell yeah, I'm gonna quit. But I think what we need to do is always live within your reality, because at the end of the day, we're becoming adults and we got responsibilities and bills to be paid and all that stuff. So, we got to fall back on something real quick while we can still do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a great point, to the point where I'm going to introduce our next song, which I think feels that same energy. Lupe Fiasco, Kick and Push.
This is the old Lupe Fiasco before he said he's better than Kendrick Lamar and all that stuff. Before the dreads.
You don't have dreads anymore.
Oh, he didn't? He cut it off?
Yeah, you don't have locks anymore.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. Okay, Kick Push. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Lupe Fiasco, Kick Push, one of the best instrumentals ever in hip hop. It's just so jazzy, so smooth. It's really like one of the earlier versions of that lo-fi, lo-fi sort of trip hop, cafe hip hop type backpack.
Yeah. That I think that's the word they used for a while. I don't think they used it then. I think they used it maybe 4 years after that. But most people's style is pretty much based off of that.
Definitely.
Good times.
Great times, man. This was back in like what, 2008? No, 2006.
2005.
Five. Holy crap. Time flies, dude.
Yeah.
Man, do you remember 2005?
Yeah, I do. That's like the year where I started listening to albums. Well, mostly singles that year, but I was listening to everything from radio. I think I told you this before. That's 2005 and 2006 is like my favorite year of music because I know every song on like the Billboard 200 because I used to listen to the radio like 24/7.
Nice.
So
That
yeah,
was prime 50 Cent years too.
yeah, exactly. You know, Funk Master Flex. That's like I understand why he's so huge because you listen to new music that you won't listen at 3 a.m. but you'll
Yeah.
hear it by like 10, 12, 11, and 12. So yeah, of course everybody loves Funk Master Flex. You're listening to new stuff. You're discovering new sounds.
Word. Real quick, do you remember the last time we listened to Funk Master Flex?
No.
The last time we listened to Funk Master Flex was the day when Pusha T dropped the
Oh
story of
yes,
Adidon. And
yes.
you called me because I remember this clearly. I was walking home. I was like 2 blocks away from my house, and you were like, yo, you gotta turn it on to Hot 97, bruh. Pusha T just responded to Drake. And I knew this was something crazy because when was the last time you've ever said, yo, turn it on to Hot 97, turn it on to Funk Master Flex? And I'll never forget it. I was on my porch, Flex was dropping hella bombs. Oh, what a great day in hip hop. That was
That,
beautiful.
I think that's what Flex is for those moments, right? To say, yo, turn on the radio, listen to this. It's crazy. Flex is playing so and so. And he plays it multiple times in like 30 minutes.
True.
So I heard it. I think he did like the first verse and then he kind of rewinded and that's why I hit you up and went back and I heard the whole song like later on. But yeah,
The,
that was fun.
the crazy thing about Flex and like Hot 97, but specifically Flex, the last time I listened to Flex prior to that even happening was again, it was some more beef-ish. It was with Meek and Drake. And Funk Flex swore that he had this Meek Mill response diss to Drake. And so I was listening to the radio to hear it, and this man never played it. And it came out that he never even had it in the beginning.
Yeah, I remember that. He got you. You know, he was trying to milk in the fans, and
Hell
it worked.
yeah.
It was probably
It worked.
best rated day. Well, of course, people were just attacking him nonstop for a week, especially you.
Absolutely. That was super disrespectful. How dare you, Flex? Like,
Maybe he was supposed to get it, but he never got it. He never got
see,
the email.
that's why you don't put that out yet. Talk about it when you actually have the material. You know what I'm saying? Advertise it then. When you know you have the record, then say, "Yo, tune in. I got this record, blah 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 blah." Don't say, "Tune in, I have this record, I'm gonna play it," and you don't have the record because you're waiting for them to bring you the record. No, 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 no. Just
How are you
wait.
telling a businessman how to do business? He's
Hey,
not.
hey man, just I'm just saying, man, if you have these promises and you
Yeah.
and tell people something, I'm gonna expect for you to follow through on it. That's all. That's
No, I
it.
got you. I got you.
That's it. But you know who else followed through on something amazing? Marvel Studios, bruh.
2 for
Marvel
2.
Studios, 2 for 2. They came back with another one, man. We seen what happened with WandaVision. It ended off on a great note. And now we have, oh, spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert, we have Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is beautiful because, once again, for all you people that don't watch the MCU, you have to do a bit of homework, okay? What you need to watch in order for you to understand this series: Captain America 1, Captain America 2, Captain America 3, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame. Those 6 movies. You have to watch all of them in order to understand what the hell is going on
Ant-Man.
here. Why Ant-Man?
I don't know because Falcon was in that movie.
Oh, the
First one.
first one. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
He
But
was.
he's not important. He's not important. It was
Yeah,
a
it
joke.
wasn't that important. But yeah, you need to watch those 6 movies to understand what's going on here. And spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert again. I love how it starts off. It starts.
Wait. Before that, like overall, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And I'm gonna tell you why.
All right, I'm gonna give it the 7. but it's a good 7. It's not like 7 isn't terrible. It's like 7
Mhm.
good. And I like.
Seven's terrible at all.
Okay.
Seven's good.
Yeah, I'll let the people know. There's things I love about it, things that I was like, gotta do better. But yeah, let's talk. You first.
All right, here's what I love about it. Marvel has a great ability and a great job to make the side characters in the main film become the main characters that you begin to actually care about. Okay? For example, WandaVision. We started to care so much about Wanda Maximoff, but also all the other side characters that were in it. Randall Park, who was the FBI agent in Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ant-Man 2, yeah.
Yeah, Ant-Man 2. Darcy, who was
Thor.
who's in Thor, but Natalie Portman's friend or whatever. You started to care a lot about her. And I forgot what her name was. She was in Captain Marvel as the little girl, but now she grown up. I forgot her name. You know who I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I get to in a second.
Exactly. But yeah, it's the same thing when it comes to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and caring a lot more about Sam Wilson, about Bucky. Monica. There we go. Monica. But they have the same thing. It's the same thing over in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And these small characters that were in the big movies now becoming the main characters and the main focus in these stories. And Marvel does a great job of giving them personality, of giving them character, of expanding their backstory of who they are and their families and what they're going through. Because once again, we're still in phase 4. Phase 4, for those of you who do not know, is the aftermath of Endgame, which is the big blimp. Everyone is back from disappearing and disintegrating 5 years ago. I think they were in like 2023 in this timeline.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
No, you're right. 2023.
Okay, great. So yeah, a lot of it just comes down to the effects of what happened back in Endgame, and I really appreciate the fact that this is all about Sam's taking of the mantle of Captain America because of what happened in Endgame. Original Captain America, Steve Rogers, he's no more. He's an old man, and he probably died already. Like, he dead, and he gave the shield, the signature, the symbolism, the Captain America shield to Sam Wilson to say, hey, now that I'm old and I'm gray and I'm the 46th president of the United States, it's time for you to take the mantle of Captain America. And see, that's how it started. Okay, it started from that flashback because Sam said, it doesn't feel like this belongs to me. And Steve was like, well, it don't belong to me no more, and it looks good on you. And that's how it started, and that's how it began. It began with, and that's where I want to commend Marvel with as well, the discussions of a black man in America, but a black man who has served for its military, right? But still, at the end of the day, is still just a black man. And that's something I really appreciated, and something I didn't expect Marvel or Disney to tackle, because, like, I understand, like, it's not all sunshines and daisies when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but when it comes to race, I didn't expect it to go that deep.
Yeah, they're more black and white with it. So also,
it
like 99% of the time. And as you were saying, I agree. One, I didn't expect it, right? So we're talking about episode 2. Sam and Bucky, they're in a neighborhood and the police pull them over. And the way they were like getting ready to get at Sam until Bucky said, do you know who this man is?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, and then a couple seconds, the cop realized who he was. And it's like, oh, well, thank you for your service. That type of thing. You're veteran.
And he's the Falcon, damn it.
Exactly. And that scene within itself is difficult. It's difficult to watch because I did not expect this type of cereal, right? Like, I got a bowl full of regular Marvel cereal. It's bland, black and white, and there you go. There's a prize in it. I didn't expect that, and this prize is racism.
I didn't expect.
And they covered it.
You know what else I didn't expect? I didn't expect.
Or prejudice too. Prejudice, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect Sam Wilson or any Avenger, for that matter, to be flat broke. I didn't expect that to be discussed at all. Because in my little world, I'm thinking if you an Avenger, like yo, you live in lavish, like you got money, you got some coin because bruh, you saved the world from intergalactic beings. I figured you'd be set for life. But
Well,
in the
yeah.
series, Sam was more like, no, it's more of a voluntary thing and blah 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 blah.
But the thing is, he wasn't an Avenger, if you think about it,
Like he
right?
wasn't a formal Avenger. Like
No,
he
no,
was A team.
no. Yeah, exactly.
He was the
Because
B team.
in theory, if you look at wait, that's how Avengers. That's how whatever. In theory, right? You're looking
Theory.
at Civil War. Civil War. That's Captain America 3. That's when they no longer were Avengers. After they fought, that was it.
That was it. They broke up.
The blip happened. 5 years later, he's back. They're all fighting that last battle, and that's it. It's like there's still no more. There's still not an Avenger, really, if you think about it.
If you want to get technical, yes, but it was.
But he's still a government contractor. Like those
Right.
wings are theirs. That's why they're able to track them.
Yeah.
And we could get into the wings later. But yeah, I did agree. I didn't expect all this realism in my Marvel soup. I was shocked and surprised. I am a fan of Sam's sister, her character.
Yes, I am too.
Sarah, and like how down to earth she was and how real she was.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm also like surprised about the other characters that came into play too, like Zemo, Sharon Carter. Like, oh, okay, I didn't expect these characters to be so interesting.
Yeah, I
Especially
really
Sharon Carter.
I enjoyed Zemo a lot. I was wrong bashing. I thought he was going to be the villain, but he was not at all. He was more of an ally in this go around. And hey, I appreciated that. I was waiting for Zemo to just turn on them, and I think a lot of us were waiting for that moment where Zemo is just going to like turn on them and just be like this evil bastardly villain again, but it never happened. Like
no, I never thought about that because
I did.
Out of all villains,
smart.
There you go. 1, he's smart. 2, he has like a mission. The reason why he doesn't hate Bucky because he knows Bucky was brainwashed the entire time, right? But he hates everybody else because they chose to take the serum. I don't think he hates Captain America as much.
I don't think so.
But he wants to destroy him.
Yes.
And that's kind of the whole point of Civil War. But yeah, he didn't hate Bucky, but he hated everybody else. And
yeah, and he hated all the super soldiers that willingly took that serum. And so what they explained in the series is, he may be a villain, but like one thing he does have is morals. So yeah, but to
even
me,
the way he spoke to children, he spoke to the people, dancing around.
Oh,
and he's rich too. Like he's really rich.
Filthy rich. What was your did you expect the Wakandans to show up at all?
No, I kind of forgot about them, and I forgot how much of a part they played in Bucky's character development as well.
That's right, which is why I said watch Black Panther.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Because this is like a 2-part series. It's called Falcon and the Winter Soldier for a reason, but it's mostly the Falcon show.
That is true.
But Winter Soldier did have good amount of character development and plot to kind of focus on his own problems. Because they bickered all the time in the beginning, but by like the last episode, they're just chilling at home.
Exactly.
Working on the boat.
And they're now more friendly. They were cool because they had a mutual friend. But now with this series, it seemed like they actually formed some sort of camaraderie, a brotherhood, if you will. And the way things seem to be going, Bucky, he may be part of the family pretty soon.
Yeah.
So that's why I decree James Bucky Barnes, James Buck Nasty Barnes. That's his new name.
Buck
Nasty.
One thing that was interesting about Bucky's character was him kind of like living his moral life through Sam, because Roger believed in Sam, right? And he also believed in Bucky. But if Sam was the wrong person to believe in, then no one should believe in him. And that's kind of what he was always looking at Sam for. It's not like he allowed Sam to go away and do his own thing. Sam did try, but he was always there tailing after him.
Exactly.
To make sure he's doing right, or to kind of make sure it's like, hey, if he's going down the path, then I'm going down the right path. And of course, it took a while for him to realize he goes on a different path.
Definitely. I enjoyed Bucky's story arc too, of him being essentially this free man now. He's no longer brainwashed by Hydra. So, he has a mind of his own, but yet he's still living with this guilt of killing a lot of innocent people. So he has this book and he feels like he's in debt to the people that are still living, that are relatives of uh the many people that he's killed. So, he just had this like internal battle of just immense guilt that he's been having. So, he was just trying to find ways to like, I don't know, sort of like pay off that debt
Yeah.
almost.
That's-
And yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, continue.
Oh, well, yeah, he was just trying to pay off this debt, it feels like. And so throughout that series, you got to see that play out with Bucky, and I really appreciated that a lot.
So those are the things I really enjoy about this series. Another thing I enjoyed was the character we all chose to hate, but in the end, it's like I don't really hate you that much.
Yeah, man.
And
John
that's
Walker.
John F. Walker, and
I wanted to hate. I hated him so much in the beginning, man. But damn it, they won me over. He won me over.
Yeah, once you see the reason he's there, like who appointed him, and he lost the position, and the things that he lost afterwards as well, then like where he was going with the fake shield, I was like, this character's a regular person.
Yeah, like he was just trying to do the best that he could. And
we kept comparing him to Roger when no one should be compared to him.
Right,
because he's one of a kind.
Right, we kept comparing him to Steve Rogers, but he's not Steve Rogers.
No one is.
Thing. But also the reason why we looked at him some sort of way is because of how he even became Captain America, right? Because Sam just gave up the shield to the Smithsonian just for them to just display, right, that shield. But what they did instead was they just created a new face of America, a new Captain America, if you will, because there's no more Steve Rogers, there's no more Iron Man. We don't know where the hell Thor is. Hulk, we don't know what the hell Hulk is doing. Well, Hulk is being not Hulk enough, right? There's no real face for America right now. Peter's still a teenager, so there was no Captain America. So what the government decided to do was just create a new Captain America. And so us, the viewers, are like, hell no, who the hell is this guy? You are not Captain America. And then he had his own black guy with him, which I took offense to in Lamar.
Yeah, but he's an actual character.
Yes.
Known as Battlestar.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't. No one knows that, bro. No one got the deep cuts like that. Only they do.
I didn't know that.
But yeah. Once we got there, it's like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah, and I legit thought like he was gonna become the bad guy because of what he did with the shield, and he took this. Did he take the serum?
Yes, he did.
He took the serum and all that, so he was trying so hard to live up to the Steve Rogers name. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I thought it was gonna be on some Two-Faced ish, on some Harvey Dent ish.
But the serum is good, and they kind of clarified like it won't make you bulky like they did with Steve. Like it just makes you strong. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's still about skill because they got their ass whooped by the women of Wakanda. What's the group? Do you remember the group?
I think it's called like the Daria something.
It's something like that. But they got whipped. They all got whipped, and they couldn't do anything about it.
Hell yeah.
Like some people are just better than you.
Exactly. And plus they're highly skilled too. Remember when she yanked off the White Wolf's arm? Let's not forget, Wakandans made that arm, okay?
Yeah.
So they highly skilled with the vibranium. Hell, a lot of their clothes have vibranium, their weapons have vibranium. Don't mess with Wakandans, okay? Yeah.
So another question. So that was one. That he was a character we wanted to hate, and we just like, you're a regular person, and I don't hate you. And he became his own thing, which I can't wait to see what they do with him. Yes. Now let's get into Carly, the villain of the series. Most boring, bland, kind of lost the plot. Okay. Halfway through, like what are you about anymore?
We agree on this. I thought that the villain could have been done better. They definitely could have been done a lot better. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I didn't care about this. Like, if they didn't need her. They didn't need that whole side arc. They didn't need it.
No, they did. I thought it was a good idea because we're talking about real world problems, right? We're talking about
Yes.
the blip happened. 12 million people were displaced, and they're living their life for 5 years. Now people are back, and those countries want to kick out those people that just have new lives within those countries, and they're just trying to kick them out. 12 million people out, and they're like, no, we're completely against that. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make noise, and that's kind of what led into the ending of the show.
Which I feel the ending.
No, we'll get there in a second.
Okay, sorry.
I want to go over one more topic before we get to the ending.
Sure.
So that plot I thought was necessary. Of course, the villain, because it was like acts of terrorism in a way, and it's like this is coming off very liberal. Like we're neoliberal esque of the TV show because they did really well with Sam's stuff. It's like, okay, maybe they won't do that bad with like the army stuff, but it's still an army show at the end of the day. It's still propaganda, right? So, but Carly's plot and the things she's did and the people she's killed along the way, she keeps saying like it's good, people are seeing it, but even the people around her aren't really seeing that same vision, and that's what kind of lost me. Because if everybody was like, yeah, you got to do it. What are you doing? You're a leader. You're supposed to kill these people. That would be a better character than it's like, I'm going to kill these people. And everybody's like, why? Why did you do that? It such a boring. Like, this villain sucks. Sucked halfway through. Made sense in the beginning. It lost me by like episode 4.
How do you feel that this series was 6 episodes?
That's fine. Sometimes you don't have a story, right? Sometimes you don't want to just keep adding on to it, which something I did feel WandaVision did.
Okay.
Where they could have finished the show within an episode. They didn't need all those episodes. And maybe that's what they did. They wrote WandaVision out and realized maybe we could cut it short. Then they did the Falcon. But apparently they've been planning this show for like 5 years anyways.
Oh, really? Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe COVID got in the way of
No, they finished production already.
Oh,
They're
okay.
in editing when COVID happened.
Okay, because to me, I felt like the 6th episode, it just wrapped up everything way too quickly, if that makes sense.
I disagree. I think they got things. I think if they added 2 more episodes, it's just them chasing after Carly. That's all it is. Like some things that they wrapped off pretty quickly was when they removed Captain America from John. Right? It's like, give us the shield. You're no longer working with us, and you're lucky we're not gonna like send you to jail, right?
You got a pardon. That's it.
Yeah, which I think is nonsense, and it also kind of shows that the government is nonsensical at the same time. And of course, Valentina, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, was there with the purple hair, saying like, "I'm gonna hire you. It's gonna be like a little contract thing."
Yeah.
And that's just like more breadcrumbs for whatever they want to do for season 2, or if they want to continue the show. But then another major plot, which is very interesting, the last topic before we get to the end of the show, is Isaiah Bradley, the Black Captain America.
Oh. Yes, him.
Yeah, he's very important. I thought he played the most important role to the next step for Sam.
Word, 100%. And it's something that, again, I commend Marvel for tackling. It's because it's something that I feel like a lot of Black Americans have this inner dialogue with themselves a lot. And it's the fact that we're Black, we are American, and you may have a lot of love for your country and you show it through your service or whatever have you, but at the same token, due to America's history of what they've done to Black people, that's sort of like it's an inner struggle of what you believe and what we see America as versus what America is. You feel me? And how do we stand by the red, white, and blue, but also, all of these other things are happening to Black Americans and to Black America. So how do we still defend the red, white, and blue? Am I making sense here?
You're getting there. I don't know. Maybe clarify. Okay, so we're talking about, at the end of the day, you put so much trust, but when you come back home, you're still hit with the same ridicule. Like,
exactly,
you do everything right. No, the story of like the Tuskegee Airmen or many of the. I was just rewatching Watchmen the other day,
Mhm.
and if you remember the sheet, in World War One when the Americans went to Germany, they dropped off these flyers saying like, "Why are you fighting for America? You know,
Yeah,
you're black, right? You know, we treat people well here, but you go back home, you're a second-rate citizen." It's kind of like that.
exactly.
You know, your army. They tricked them. They
Like
gave them,
Marvel too.
yeah, and they said like, "Oh, we gave you tetanus, you know, testing for different things."
Mm-hmm.
And they, you know, it was a super serum. And then they
Exactly.
jailed him for 30 years, imprisoned him, taking his blood, and out of pity, someone just wrote him off dead, and that's why he's free today.
Right.
So that's kind of the story of it. And
Exactly.
I thought his story was very good and very helpful for Sam, because it's like you still need to. It's still difficult to take that mantle, because it's
Exactly.
not just about Captain America. It's like what you as a black man in America.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yes. And I like the fact that Sam addressed that in his final speech at the end of at near the end of the episode. Just
Yeah.
the fact that, he has done so much for his country, yet he still had a lot of hurdles to overcome, even coming back 5 years later, and A, being broke, and B, being just perceived as just another black man despite everything that he's done for his country, but also he's now Captain America and he's taken the mantle of Captain America. It's just a big juxtaposition. And I enjoy that because I feel like a lot of Black Americans can relate to that in some sort of way. And, having this resentment and understanding the history that America has 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 had with Black America, and also, somewhat being proud to be American and all that stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, overall, I thought his story was interesting.
Yes.
The speech was all right. It wasn't too bad. They did a really good job. I personally wouldn't know how to write that speech, because at the end of the day, it's like he got the people in the meeting. It's like, hey, like let's talk about it. It's like it's not easy for these people, and and who are you voting for? Like, who's in the room with you when you're voting? You don't care about them. And of course, he did change some ideas and shifts. I won't say like it will work in real life, but I thought it was good enough. I thought it was good enough.
For the show, yes.
For the show,
yeah.
yes. And I thought it was good. It was very liberal, very liberal writing.
Liberal, absolutely. There was definitely some Black people in there,
and I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either.
The ending was good.
Yes, and
that's why I kind of gave it a 7.
Okay.
It's really just the side plot for the villain. If that was a bit better, like a bit smarter, it'll be more interesting. Instead, they just like, just kill Carly off and that's it. It's like, well, could have done something with her in the future, but sure. But they didn't want to. Everybody was gone by the end of the episode.
I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8 because Captain America is now Black, and I'm happy for Clarence. I'm happy for Papa Doc. I'm happy. I'm just happy for him. Honestly, like, bruh, I'm super happy. And the suit is awesome. The suit is banging.
Interesting.
I like the suit. It's fire.
Well, my boy Shadman, who did the Wonder Woman episode, but he not a fan of the suit, not a fan of the end of the episode, but he gave it a 7 out of 10 as well.
Okay.
But I like the suit.
Yeah, it's from the comics.
It's from the comics. 2, it looked pretty good in real life. It looked pretty good in real life.
Badass.
So I'm not mad.
I mean, it can be. It looks kind of clunky a little bit, but
it would be cooler if it was black. But I think the red, white, and blue is pretty rare for like a hero in such bright colors. Because the Iron Man was, by the end, it was like a very nice maroon red.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man's in a bright red. So, I think it's going to be cool once they put the team together.
Hell yeah.
Just more things to the mythos, just adding on to the comic book TV show. I know people are upset. It's like, this is stupid. It's like, no, it's just like, we don't want to read comic books anymore. And this is like a cool medium to kind of skip all that.
Exactly. And hey, what do you think about all the white people that had a problem with the wokeness, quote unquote, in the series?
I don't think it was like that like that in your face compared to like, I would like to compare this to like Watchmen, because the wokeness in that series a lot of people were upset about. So comparing that to Falcon, it's not much.
But Bastion, as a lifelong Disney fan, okay, I love Disney, okay, as a as a Christian, as a conservative American, I love Disney because Disney is the happiest place on earth. And it's not political at all. But for these past couple of years, it seems like Disney and Marvel has been pandering to the left. And it's something I don't like. Like, why do we need a black Captain America? I just feel like it's just pandering to and just dividing us even more.
Yeah, yeah. It's not pandering. It's real life. You know, things are reflective at the end of the day. And I do see those people every now and then just talk about like everything is being pandered. Every time they put certain characters, like it's all pandering. You know, dark skin characters pandering. You know, if they put like a queer character in the TV show, it's pandering. It's like no, it's real life. To the point you what if all the characters were white male, you'd be like, oh okay, it's fine. Like no, then it'll be pandering too because you're watching it now. So
And it's in the comic books.
yeah, and
You
it's not.
jackass.
Yeah, and it's also in the comics. They wanted, and of course, I could say like in the comics they really do a great job to kind of push it even further. But I think Marvel would do a better job. Cinema will do a much better job with the Black America, with the Black
Absolutely.
Captain America. But
Black
he's not called Black Captain America. It's called Captain
Just call
America.
yeah, exactly. You just call Captain America, baby.
Same thing. It's not
Captain
Black
America
Falcon.
4. That's right. It's Captain America 4, baby. We out here. It's coming soon. I can't wait. That's right. Sam Wilson, Clarence, Papa Doc. That's right. He went to Cranbrook, a private school, and now he's Captain America, baby. Now, question: Who's going to be the leader of the Avengers now?
War Machine.
War Machine.
Like he doesn't need to be in battle, but I think he'll be the one like saying the next steps. Like, all right, this is what we're gonna do, or he'll be part of training. So yeah.
Okay.
You don't think so?
No.
Out of everybody, who has the most experience?
Okay. War Machine has the most. No, Thor.
He's not there. He's not Avenger anymore. He's not even on planet. He's not Earth anymore.
We'll find out what happens in Thor
No,
4 next year.
Yeah, but Thor is done. Like he's not an Avenger anymore. That's the whole point of that him. He's like he's done. He's gonna do like, space stuff. You're talking about Earth. And Spider-Man is still too young.
Spider-Man is too young. What's Wanda doing?
She's gonna be like this weird arc villain / hero type thing in the future. You know that.
So a tweener. I mean, she's supposed to make a cameo in Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
Hulk is busy being a damn nerd or whatever.
Yeah, that character is done.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like they have to reset it, and who's the best person? Like this person will be the leader, but just mostly him yelling at everybody to do better. It's like back in the day we used to do this. You're not doing it right. That's the way I look at War Machine. Don Cheadle, get that check. He's in Space Jam, so he's working, man.
He is in Space Jam. Oh man, there's a lot of movies that are coming out in theaters and movies that have been out on HBO Max, and one of those movies is the new Mortal Kombat that recently just came out, and I had the privilege to see it in full Dolby Cinema for, of course, $7.50 because I am a AMC stub member or whatever. So, Bastion, are you a fan of Mortal Kombat, the game, at all?
No, I played it. I think I played not a pirate, I would say like a demo version.
Okay.
No, what do you call it? An emulator version for the Nintendo 64. So I have played it on my computer a while ago.
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, it's hard. But like now I'm like older, I understand what fighting games are, but it's like I thought it was like difficult.
You got to learn a lot of combos, bro, to get that fatality. It's a lot of combos you gotta do, bro.
Fighting games is different. Like if you're into fighting games, you got this. I'm personally not into fighting games. I'm more like
yeah. Some dude in Korea is gonna kick your ass in the fighting game.
Easily.
100%, bro. But I understand it. There is a big learning curve when it comes to fighting games like Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom, Mortal Kombat. It's not easy to memorize each character and what combinations and combos you have to pull off. So I understand. The movie, I'll be honest. Let me get some positives out the way of the movie, because there's a lot of positives that I enjoyed from the movie, Bastion. One
Hmm.
thing I enjoyed is one that we actually have a new Mortal Kombat movie, all right? After the worst movie of all time, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which came out in the 90s, I would have never thought to have seen another Mortal Kombat movie ever, right? The first Mortal Kombat movie, it was pretty good. The second one, god awful. So I'm happy that there's more Mortal Kombat now. Um, I loved the fact that this movie was rated R, because Mortal Kombat is known for the blood, it's known for the gore, it's known for the fatalities, and there's a lot of that in the movie. Also, the fight choreographies are on point. They're the best. Like, that's a big strong point of the movie. You are not going to get bored of any fighting scenes. Also, if you're a fan of the Mortal Kombat game and the mythos, you're going to enjoy some of the Easter eggs that are sprinkled throughout the game. Little nods and winks to all the gamers out there, such as Liu Kang doing that bicycle kick. He doesn't do the he doesn't do that, but he does the bicycle kick.
Hmm.
All A lot of the fatalities are in the movie, like Jax and all that, and Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub Zero. They have their signature fatalities, is what I enjoy. Also, I enjoyed a lot of the side characters. Side characters have a lot of personality, such as, again, Jax, Sonya Blade. Kano was basically the best character because he was the comedy relief. Um, yeah, and those are a lot of the positives that I have about this movie. But let me,
Sounds like fun. If you like action, right? If you're
right,
strictly in it for the action and fighting, gore,
right.
blood, all that fun stuff, closer to the video game, I'm saying.
Yes, it's definitely close to the video game. However, Bastion,
However,
there is one strong negative that takes the movie down significantly. It has to deal with the direction of the movie and a specific character, right?
hmm
The character This movie revolves around a character named Cole Young. Do you know who Cole Young is, Bastion?
no.
Exactly. Cole Young is a brand new character that was specifically made for this movie.
hmm
Okay. And basically, he was supposed to be us. He was like a surrogate to us. It was this new guy. Um,
Self-insert character.
yes, he was basically the self-insert character for the audience to be, right? But the issue with this guy is he is so boring. He's so vanilla. Um, the powers that he gets suck. Like, the way they describe their fatalities and all that stuff, it's from this superpower that they get, right? I forgot what it's called, but they adapt getting this superpower, right? So the reason why Liu Kang can shoot fireballs is because he trained really hard, and based on his personality and his damn chi and all that stuff, he gained the ability to shoot fireballs. Same with Sub Zero, same with Scorpion, same with all that, right?
hmm
But this guy's superpowers sucked. His body's basically armor. Like, that's it. And it's like he's wearing a shirt that's made of like bronze or whatever. It's just not cool. And basically it's a suit like Black Panther, where if you do enough damage, like the aftershock
The
can
kinetic
reverberate.
energy.
Yeah. And 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 the dialogue that they give him is just very white and vanilla. Like, he says the most cliche of cliche things, like, if we gotta fight Sub-Zero, we have to do it together as a team. We have to fight smarter, stronger, and work together. And I'm like, bruh,
That sounds very retro, like a
but
video game.
but it's not though.
Maybe
Like,
they took it too video gamey.
yeah, I would say so. I
If you imagine like a video game from the '90s, the way it's dubbed, does it sound like that?
No, it's not dubbed. It's not dubbed at all.
No, like the way it's dubbed in the video game, does it
Yes.
sound like that? No.
No, it
Okay.
doesn't.
Okay.
No, it this sounds like some like real issues going on, and this is for the fate of the world. But he just sounds so vanilla and boring. There's no, it, there's no redeeming qualities about him. He's just there. And honestly, he's like the most useless character ever. Like, we did not need him for this story. They could have just done Mortal Kombat style and used Johnny Cage as the main character or Sonya Blade as the main character, but they
Was
didn't.
that in the first movie?
What, Johnny Cage?
Mm-hmm.
No, he wasn't even in the first one. They have a spoiler alert, all right? At the end, they're going to be looking for more fighters like them that have the Mortal Kombat dragon mark on them. And so I guess like they know what fighters or what people have that emblem. So they're like, all right, we're going to Hollywood, California. And in the background, there is the Johnny Cage poster because Johnny Cage, he's an actor from Hollywood and all that stuff. So Mortal Kombat 2, they're going to find Johnny Cage. And that's another issue I had with this film. There's no goddamn tournament in this one. There's no tournament. No.
Is it? Oh, word. That's
yeah,
surprising,
bro. And so because of all that, I give this a 5 out of 10. It was mediocre. It was an okay movie. It's meh.
Is Johnny Cage necessary to the series?
Yes. He's an integral part of the series. Yes.
Why? He funds the whole thing or something?
He doesn't fund the whole thing, but let's see. He gets Sonya pregnant. That's a thing. Like they have kids and all that stuff, and Sonya's a soldier. Sonya's cool with Jax. Jax is a soldier. They're an integral part of the film and of the game. Like it should revolve around Johnny Cage like it did in the first movie back in the 90s, but they picked this surrogate character for us to be basically, and I don't like him.
Shout out to Hollywood, trying to, I don't know, do something.
No, because Hollywood irked me, okay? Because Hollywood knew damn well the reason why people were going to watch the Oscars was to see the late, great Chadwick Boseman get the Academy Award for Best Actor. Like, we knew this was going to happen. Well, we thought it was going to happen, and that's why I thought Lakeith Stanfield was regulated over to Best Supporting Character, right? But no, Daniel Kaluuya got it. So whatever, but it went to Anthony Hopkins, aka Hannibal Lecter, in No Man Land, but whatever. And of course, the Academy got so much ish for it because the crazy thing is, like, normally at the Academy Awards, Bastion, the last award to be given out is for best film, like the best film. Mm-hmm. That's the last award to always go on last, but they did the best actor to go on last. And so I thought, along with everyone else thought, because the Academy loves to give out posthumous Academy Awards because they did it to like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Heath Ledger. I thought, and a lot of other people thought, Chadwick Boseman was going to follow suit, and they gave it to Anthony Hopkins.
That was strange. I wasn't watching, but I was aware what was going on. Mm-hmm. And I think, first of all, I think I forgot that the Oscars was happening that night until I saw a Chadwick Boseman gold NFT. Yeah. And that already turned me off the wrong way. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that to a brother. Don't give like everybody a free NFT and sell it for like a couple $1 million. Like, don't do that. That's not cool. That's not good. I'm also against NFTs as a regular on the Ethereum blockchain, but that's something else. But it's like, really, this is how you're gonna do my man like that? That was painful. And then to hear at the end of the night, shout out to Daniel Kaluuya because he won. I was glad he won.
I was happy he won too, and I was happy with his speech.
I want Lakeith. I really want Lakeith to win, like the lead, right?
I did too, and that's why I thought the reason why he was regulated over to supporting actor was so Chadwick Boseman could win, because in my opinion, Lakeith washed everyone in that category, respectfully.
And I think that's still an argument that needs to be spoke about today about why Lakeith was in supporting, even though apparently it's a Warner Brothers pushed him as lead when they're talking to the people to vote him in the Oscars, and the Oscars like, I saw the movie. I didn't get it, but I think he's supporting.
If you're white, then I don't expect you to get it. I'm sorry. No.
This movie was very straightforward. So
Exactly. The movie, while it was called Judas and the Black Messiah, and it's about Fred Hampton, the movie doesn't revolve around him. It
yeah,
revolves around the FBI agent. You're getting it from his perspective.
yeah.
It starts
The
off with
informant.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, because I had friends that hit me up, just to get like a second opinion. It's like, Sebastian, like, who's the main character of this movie? And it's like, it's him. Like, I didn't even say who, but it's like, it's him. It's him. He's the main character. So, oh, okay. Because I don't understand what's going on here. And I think that needs to be brought up. But then it's going to, at the end of the day, it's like, this is what award shows are. They're all nonsensical. They're all about this kind of privilege hierarchy. And like, you have to take them out to dinner. You have to meet them. You have to greet them, massage their foot so they can put a vote in for you. And the Oscars is just nonsense that way.
Yeah, I agree. I like the set design that they did this year because of COVID and all that stuff. They had some people remote over in London. They had a select number of people, of course, in Hollywood. And then you had certain people that are international. They were live and broadcasted from wherever they were. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting.
Before we go, shout out to Joey Badass for now being an Academy Award winner. I saw the movie from two different sides or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool. But now it further signifies the fact that Joey Badass is not making any more music for now because he's an Academy Award winner and he needs to stop it. Okay, it's been 4 years since an album, Joey.
It was a short film, right?
Yeah, it was 30 minutes.
You liked it? It was all right?
It was all right, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm done with the traumatic porn.
Okay, that's what a lot of people were kind of going off of.
I
didn't see a lot of people saying great things about it, but I didn't see anybody talking anything about it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just I'm just done. Especially the ending. The ending irked me the most. Okay, because it seemed like we were gonna get a solid happy ending, and no, they effed me with no Vaseline, and it was straight up traumatic porn. That's what it was. And I'm tired of watching those sorts of films, and I don't want to watch them anymore. I don't want to see Underground Railroad. I don't want to see none of that. I'm good.
Do you remember the film name?
I forget. Let me look it up real quick before we head out.
Check it out for the folks to.
Here it is. Two Distant Strangers.
Two Distant Strangers.
It's on Netflix.
On Netflix. Yep.
Yes, it is on Netflix. Take a look at it. If you want. I thought it was okay. And yeah, thank y'all for tuning in to Black Seinfeld. I think that's all we have for today. R.I.P. Shock G, real quick. R.I.P.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, do you have anything else you want to say before we head out, Bash?
Follow us on all social medias: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook at Black Seinfeld NY. If you have any questions, email us at blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. And if you want to kind of see our archives or, want to see what else we have in store, check blackseinfeld.com. And we're also on YouTube at Black Seinfeld, where we'll show videos and clips for this recent episode by the weekend.
Yay.
And the song we're going to play right now, Jay Electronica, Jay-Z, The Never Ending Story.
Yes,
check it out.
Jay-Z and Jay Electronica.